Bonjour, mesdames et messieurs. Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. My pleasure to be able to address you today at this meeting. Dr. Akhtar, thank you for the inspirational address. My job here is easy. Based on a recent survey, about 85% of companies globally are very happy with their strategy, and only 15% are happy with the execution. So my job is strategy. I think everybody will be happy. Your job and our common job is execution. That's where the action is. And I would really like to start building a quick bridge from words to action, from strategy to execution. And as long as we know where we're going, we'll absolutely get there. As a starting point, I think we are all located somewhere on the global Forbes list. So being on the list is not a problem, it's what's your number on that list. My personal number is probably somewhere in the 100 million. So I would very much like to move it up. So what I've done recently, I've looked at the Forbes list, and really the question was of the people who joined the list at the top of it, what did they do? Who are the top 100 billionaires in the world who joined that list very, very recently, and what is that they've done to become part of that? And in all fairness, the whole story rotates around three major themes. And these are, and Dr. Akhtar already mentioned, I guess all of them, are very simple. It's innovation, it's aggregation, and it's scale. These are the three things that tend to propel people into global prominence. And I guess all of you would have gazillion examples of each one of those. And innovation, I think, Skype, Apple, Instagram, whatever you want. It's taking something that people need and making it a global service. That's what it is. Secondly, aggregation. Aggregation is what makes people like eBay, people like Amazon prominent. They just create a platform for global interaction in where a consumer need exists. And finally, scale. Scale, numerous examples. Take Walmart. You just have to be able to take a business model and take it global, make it prominent, consistent, quality across the globe. So these are the three things, and if you look again at the top 100 people in this world, that's where their success rotates. Now, how does that apply to Adam? I think we are building this business, leveraging those three critical points, and they feature very prominently in what we do. Innovation. As Dr. Akhtar talked, we've seen a clear market niche between the top 4 players in this world and a lot of fantastic companies that operate at the local level. And that's building that bridge between those two creates the innovative approach in our business. We also offer something that very few people are able to offer. Your expertise here covers very specific business areas. When taken together, they create a full life cycle service from cradle to grave of every possible corporate need that can be covered within the scope of our existing expertise in this room. But that's the innovation part. What does aggregation mean as applied to Adams? What I think it means really is taking your local expertise and your local success model global. It's being able to apply it, to leverage it across numerous geographies and support companies that want to move into new business, into new geographies. The world we live in is increasingly global. We see globalization every step of the way. Small, medium enterprises want this service. They want to make more money by moving into new geographies, and they want support as they go by from their trusted source. That's where Adam comes to bear. The power of connection. I'll talk about that a little bit more when I talk about what I think we need to do today and what are the immediate needs of this business. But it's really the magic that should be happening in this room is you shaking hands with each other, meeting each other, and understanding the reciprocity and the capabilities that can be shared to create value. Scale. We now have over 100 partners globally, many of whom are in this room. This scale, I'm personally just amazed at how quickly that was possible to build such a powerful global network in really absolutely no time. It's a great promise for the future, and that creates the power base for us as we are talking to our clients and customers. And finally, last but not least, is the powerful communication platform, or ERP platform, that was built by Adam's office here, that allows us to connect easily, be present, share customers, share knowledge, and know exactly where each one of us are in this global game. So, how do we move? If we know that innovation, aggregation, and scale create value and create wealth, how do we get to the point where we can ultimately enjoy this? First stage, which is largely where we are at this point in time, is formation stage. It's building the network, bringing more partners and customers from across the world into the system. It's leveraging the connection, i.e. starting to understand exactly what we're capable of offering here and being able to formulate that as a winning proposition to our clients. And expanding thus our customer base by sharing it, by bringing in new people. Next stage, as we see it, is the growth stage, and that's where we are entering right now. Growth stage for any branded business means building the brand. Building the brand, making Adam a recognizable symbol of quality in all of our geographies, is something that all of us can benefit from, because if you see the value of any business today, most part of that is dependent on how valuable your brand is and what it stands for. And our brand needs to be standing for quality of execution, international reach, superb customer service, and unparalleled ability to meet customer demands across the world in the full life cycle of their operation. We need to be cross-selling and upselling the customers, sharing our customer base, and being able to offer what we can do today to our customers who often do not know what they want. Customer surveys, which every company in the world uses to understand how well they meet the customer demand, are always misleading because you don't know what you don't know. We have our partner from Nigeria here and our partner from Hong Kong here. Do you know today what your respective companies are able to offer? And do you know how to apply this to your existing customer base? I would rule out a situation where our friend from Nigeria has enormous opportunity to sell services being offered in Hong Kong through Adam Network to his customer base back home. The only thing that needs to happen for that to be possible and for that to build our business and move all of us up the Forbes list is sharing the knowledge and understanding of what we have on the table today. And I'll come back to that in a minute. Consolidating standards and nurturing flexibility. As we grow as a brand, we need to be able ultimately to offer uniform standards of execution across the world. And that will distinguish us as a brand, and that will ultimately become a requirement for us to be globally positioned as a brand. And in order to do that, we'll need to gradually move more and more into the Atom IT system to be able to leverage uniform formats, uniform approach, and uniform quality of execution as we deal with our customers. That's not what Dr. Akhtar needs. That's what all of us need in order to be able to build the brand which ultimately creates value for all of us. Flexibility is another aspect of that. And the great thing about mass production is cheap. The great thing about artisanal production is that it's flexible. We need to be able to offer the benefits of both. And that's where our global niche between the big top 4 global operators who are using one uniform approach, covered cookie approach around the world, and local operators who are flexible and can service exact customer needs as they formulate it. And we're right there where we can be at the golden middle in that spectrum. What we're looking for is the maturity stage. And maturity, in my mind, is defined as us being listed publicly and us all becoming partners and being able to share the benefits of global recognition that we all work to do. We need to become choice number 1 for small and medium enterprises around the world as a partner to support their growth and their operation. That requires having a prominent brand, being able to execute quickly and with excellence in whatever area we choose to operate in. And the choices have been made in our life cycle approach to the business. And last but not least, I would want us to be able to inspire people. I would want us to be able to say, look, there's a group of people who suddenly saw something that was probably very evident, but nobody had seen that before. And then, having seen that opportunity, they were bold enough and strong enough to move in and to create a case that will become a Harvard business case, I'm sure, at a point of time. So, in order to do this, what do we need to do now? Where are we, and what can each and single one of us do today and tomorrow in order to move closer to that objective? I think we need to start or continue with the lower hanging fruit. And lower hanging fruit, from my perspective, is really to sell Dubai or to sell the UAE. What do I mean by that? I've been spending a lot of time recently in Yekaterinburg, and I would guess probably 80% of the people in this room wouldn't know what that is. Okay, it's the 4th largest city in Russia, industrial heartland of Russia, where 20 million people live, and where the largest metallurgical and heavy machinery factories are located. Now, I'm talking to potential partners there who would like to join us as a partner to represent that area and to give all of you access to that area you currently don't know about. Now, the first question they ask is, so what is Dubai? We have no idea. Now, it's become a global wisdom, as we heard at one of the conferences here, that the global corporations now think in three simple words. They think Shanghai, Mumbai, Dubai, or goodbye. That's their approach to global business, right? Now, that philosophy has not reached everywhere as yet, okay? And they just don't know. And when I'm starting talking about, well, how about zero tax? Says, what do you mean zero tax? You mean you don't pay taxes? I say, well, that's exactly what I mean. And they go, wow. And then I said, well, how about setting up a company in about a week and being able to open a bank account and to move funds and move people in and out of them? Well, is that possible? Now, I am 250% certain that there's enormous amount of people you are dealing with who just have no idea how opportunities here in Dubai can apply to what they do. Now, if we were able to offer that and leverage the place where we are strongest, I think we have an established business model that's operating here, that's proven success, that's been rated top in this geography. So if as a first simple step, we were to come out to our customers and say, well, as of today, this is what I can offer to you, and that's what we can execute for you in Dubai, I am absolutely certain that will propel our business to the next stage immediately. Step one. Step two, as I was referring to earlier, do we know each other? Do we know what our distinguished partner in Hong Kong can offer today? Do we know how that could be valuable for the people we are servicing today in our daily business? The answer is sometimes probably yes. As a general rule, probably not. So using these 2 days to understand the opportunity we already have on the table, it just needs to be taken there. We're sitting here at the table, and I'm thinking of that as a table where big packs of dollar bills are laid out, and we're timidly walking around and saying, well, should we take the money? I don't know. Well, the money is here, it's on the table, it's right in front of us, so I would really encourage you to reach out and take it and put it in operation. It'll grow. It's the best investment we can do today. And last but not least, are we bold enough to source bigger ideas? That's apart from those enormous capabilities that we have, just by leveraging our customer base across the businesses we operate in today, we have connections and we have opportunities that people like our distinguished doctor have to offer that we may or may not about, but having access to people in power, people with a lot of financial resources that may be looking today for partnerships and opportunities creates a wonderful nurturing ground for deal making. And these deals can be made today, they can be extremely profitable for all of us, and they can build a longer term relations with people in power and in the money that will serve us long term. So another thing I would really want to encourage all of us is to lay this out on the table today. What are the deals you think are possible? Do you think that the distinguished state of Ras Al Khaimah would be interested in doing something in Lusaka? Do you think Hong Kong could be an opportunity? Where else are the opportunities today? Again, this all means just acting on the strategy, walking the talk, and becoming a next stage company as we emerge from this room. Finally, I would like to end up with a famous quote Great minds have purposes. Others have wishes. So I'm sure that with the purposefulness of people in this room, we can take this company to global prominence and to global excellence we all can benefit from. Thank you very much.